Jobs for those qualified in direct patient care are in demand, and Bryant and Stratton College will help make sure you are too. Bryant and Stratton College offers one-on-one learning experiences and provides you with the technical skills and professional contacts to connect you to a rewarding career. Classes for a variety of healthcare programs start soon, so contact us today at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant and Stratton College, for every and in life.
For important program information and disclosures, please visit our website at bryantstratton.edu/disclosures.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy Kev, just coming at you like a pretty shitty performance from the Greek Freak. Round 1. What is you doing, boy? What you doing? Get down, boy! And this is just a heads up to let you know that we are a comedy and crime podcast. So even though we cover many serious cases and true events, we do like to throw in some dark humor and inappropriate jokes. So if you're not one that likes to combine true crime with comedy, then you're not going to enjoy this podcast very much. So just a heads up right now. And just wanted to give a special thanks to everyone that is listening and giving us a chance and enjoying the show and having a weird and odd sense of humor just like the rest of your brothers here. So thank you all for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman. Yeah. I saw you kissing on my father. I saw you kissing on my son. Were you kissing just for pleasure? Were you kissing just for fun? Well, that is the family business. In this song I'm singing to myself.
Alright, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I want y'all to meet our lithium-ion brothers.
Oh, shit, nice.
I just read that Black & Decker power saw box behind you.
I just listened to Lithium from Nirvana before I got in the house, so on in the car, actually. What's going on, guys? This is Tim, or as they call me when I joined the swim team, David Schwimmer. So stupid.
Hey, what's up? This is Spence. I'm too tired from making sandwiches at an unnamed submarine sandwich shop that I work at to have any kind of catchy thing to say.
And it's your boy Kev, a.k.a. The Dirty Dog. And some of y'all may know this, but I am working on a graphic novel currently. It's called Blump Kid. And it's pretty much, it's like a utopia. It's this world with no adults. It's just all kids, just all children, just living in this world on their own. And it's kind of like the Umbrella Academy, where if you haven't seen that or read that, what happens is all these women all over, they give birth, but none of them are pregnant.
Yeah.
And then those kids had powers, like they were born with superpowers.
Nice.
It's pretty much like that, except the girls that give pregnant in this, they're all given Blumpkins at the time. And then all those kids are born with powers, and they're just called the Blump Kids. So I'm working on that book right now. If it's probably going to go hot. These hot cakes are gonna be going quickly, so if you want to get a copy of that, you better pre-order it soon.
They're gonna sell it at Hot Topic.
At Hot Topic, the Blump Kids. That would suck to be a fucking Blump Kid, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, you would have powers.
What
though.
kind of powers would you? I'm really good at your powers is just giving Blumpkins.
Are you thinking of
taking shit.
selling like the toy merchandising rights to this already? Like, is there going to be like a trading card set you could collect all the Blump Kids?
They have Blump Kid Go.
Blump Kid Go. You just go around to different bathrooms and then they appear in there. Wait, but it's just okay. I totally forgot the part where there's no adults. So this wouldn't be appropriate at all.
Yeah, I guess not.
Just young people giving Blumpkins. So, alrighty, I hope all you jabronis are ready to step inside the squared circle.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because we have a Patreon request that is going to lead us right into the ring. That's right. Today, we're going to be covering the mysterious death of Gino Hernandez.
And this topic is a request from our Patreon supporter, Emily Lane. So thank you very much, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Emily, you rock.
And just a quick note here before we start, Vice, they're going to be releasing a documentary on this topic, actually, The Death of Gino Hernandez, and it will be out on May 8th. So make sure to check that out. I'm sure they will have some good information in there and probably a bunch of stuff that proves that we're all wrong
Yeah,
in
probably.
this episode.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure we'll get a message telling us.
Yeah.
Alternatively, we will have the better episode.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you will already know everything about it, and it will be useless to you.
And on top of that, you'll know about the Blump kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So if this Vice documentary has a section where like, oh yeah, don't forget to check out this Blump kids we're working on, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to sue them.
Yeah, because we can prove that this came out first, so.
And they've signed on Tim Burton to make like a stop motion movie of it.
Well, I know in like the Tim Burton one, Johnny Depp would be the main actor. So for ours, we're going to get Johnny Manziel.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So yeah, we'll see which one sells more.
What came first, the chicken or the egg or the Blump kid? the Blumpkin. I don't know. Anyways. So I wasn't sure who this guy actually was, Gino Hernandez. But I watched some promos and videos of him on YouTube, and holy shit, he's pretty fucking awesome. And he kind of reminds me of Ric Flair a bit. Like, he has high charisma, he's pretty funny, and he was mostly a heel. At least the videos that I watched of him, he just insults the fans constantly, and he's always going on about how great his life is and about how amazing looking he is, but it's actually pretty funny. Like, he does a really good job at it.
And back then, heels were actually heels.
Yeah, people fucking hated him.
Yeah, because today you would just get cheered by doing that.
And there's one promo where he literally just brings out a photo album and just shows pictures of him hanging out with Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
he just keeps going on. He's like, yeah, it was her birthday party. Were you invited to it? Oh, you weren't invited to her birthday party? Well, I was. And then he goes through like 30 pictures of him hanging out with her.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty funny. But yeah, people fucking hated him, but that means he just did an amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
This stuff, it's actually harder to be a face than a heel, but it's still hard to be a heel.
Yeah. So our main sources for this episode, WCCW Memories, ProWrestling.fandom, WrestlerDeaths.com. Spoiler alert on that one. Last Word on Pro Wrestling, and also Behind the Titantron, The Suspicious Death of Gino Hernandez.
Ooh.
That YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's like 15 minutes long, but it was super good.
I'll have to check that out.
And speaking of spoilers, we got the new Avengers that just came out. And I saw it last night. It was great. So if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert: Snape kills Dumbledore. Alrighty, moving on.
Holy shit,
Why?
man.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
That's right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I guess Ant-Man went up Snape's fucking pee-pee hole and exploded his balls off. So just a warning. And then when Ant-Man came out, he had Snape's hair.
Oh,
his
fuck
haircut,
yeah,
so
dude.
that was cool.
Yeah, that's why Toof's not here. He's actually still masturbating to that, so. We couldn't get him to put on clothes. You know, it looks like he's been working out just one arm for like 2 years.
Alrighty, here we go. Gorgeous Gino Hernandez. Real name, Charles Eugene Wolfe Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
And he was born on August 14th, 1957 in Highland Park, Texas. So, and after we find out a little bit more about this guy, they would change that to Super Highland Park, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And if you Google this guy, he's one of pro wrestling's biggest what-ifs. Like, he had a ton of talents and a lot of charisma, and he really could have been even bigger than he was. Like, he could have been, like, one of the next biggest heels probably in wrestling.
Yeah. And, I mean, he wasn't...
He was what?
I don't think he was too old, right?
No, we'll talk about his age when he died.
Yeah, because he easily could have gone on to actually WWF or WCW.
Yeah, and there was rumors about what he was supposed to be doing eventually, too. So Gino, he was the stepson to Luis Hernandez, and he would end up being adopted by him. And I don't think he ever actually knew who his biological father was. And then Luis Hernandez, he was a wrestler as well. He was performing all over the world in the 1940s and 1950s.
Wow.
Under the ring name... It's Spanish for the physician. I don't know if it's El Medico or Mediso.
That's pretty sweet, though.
I don't know, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah, I
the
like
physician. That's a sweet name.
Yeah.
And growing up, Gino wanted to be just like his stepfather. He admired his work greatly. But sadly, in 1972, his stepfather, he would tragically die from a heart attack while he was on a wrestling tour in Japan.
Oh, shit.
it could have just been a fucking regular wrestling match over there in Japan because they did some crazy shit over there, dude.
So many of them died in the ring.
One of my, I don't know if this is in Japan or not, but it was like one of the dumbest things ever. It was like Terry Funk in the exploding wrestling ring of death.
Oh my god!
And like
dude,
he like
it's
reaches
so good,
out, and there's like fucking like 3 little tiny gas station smoke bombs that go off.
It legit looked like they like lit one of those snakes into each one of the fucking turnbuckles.
Like a bigger firework explosion is if you ever seen the old like CKY or Jackass videos where they put like all that like flour in their ass and fart. That's better than this.
It really was. It really just looked like they were in there spraying like Windex on mist mode.
I like how Terry Funk's wrestling attire is like, even though he was way before the 80s, like, all right, Terry Funk, we're going to set up your wrestling attire. We want you to look badass. Do you have any ideas? Oh, yeah, go ahead and let's see. You have a 1980s girl workout video costume? Yeah, we got that exactly.
Yeah, I fucking hate Terry Funk.
So do I. I never liked him either.
Yeah. I hate him, and I fucking hate Sabu.
There's a lot of wrestlers. I mean, I could be completely wrong about this because I didn't watch a lot back then. But there's a lot of wrestlers that like weren't good. They just knew how to take an ass beating.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I kind of picture Terry Funk. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I'm fucking that up, but I only saw the end of the days Terry Funk, and he was just an old dude he's like an old guy who would get drunk and go to the VFW, start fights, but could never finish them.
He's pretty much just a poor man's Mick Foley is really what he is.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically it.
So Gino, he's pretty hurt and sad and upset about his stepfather passing away, and he was only in high school at the time. And he wanted to honor his stepfather by dropping out of school and becoming a pro wrestler. So right away, he's like, well, that's what I'm doing. And he tries to drop out. And honestly, he's just a kid still, so I don't blame him for like having that thought, being like, you know, you got this person who adopted you, you looked up to and admire, and that's what you want to do. But thankfully, his mother and also his family friend, Paul, I think it's Bosch is how you pronounce it.
Awesomebacher.
Paul Osemacher, pitcher. Paul Bosch, he was a wrestling promoter in Houston. Well, him and then Gino's mother, they convinced him to finish high school first to complete his education. And then if he still wants to pursue wrestling, then go for it.
Hashtag Wildman.
Fuck yeah, hashtag Wildman. Hashtag Wild Bosch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not even Chris Bosch.
No, dude. He's dead. Rest in peace, Chris Bosch. That sucks. They told him, it's like, dude, you can't play basketball anymore. And he's like, well, it's all right, man. I'll just go hang out in the playground. Like, you can't do that either, dude. You can't. Stay off the swings.
Yeah, you're a fucking giant, Chris Bosch.
He's like, well, I'll just go swimming then. I can go swimming, right? Like, well, you just don't go near the fucking buoy, dude. You can't handle that shit either.
Then he dove in, and that's how it ended.
I like Chris Bosch was really good, and every time something went wrong for the Heat, like, it's fucking Bosch's fault. It's like, motherfucker, what do you want him to do?
Dude,
like,
he was a fucking beast.
He's awesome. I liked Bosch a lot.
Well, they used to blame Chalmers a lot too, Mario Chalmers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Super Mario. There was also a rumor going around that Paul Bosch may have possibly been Gino's real father. There were some beliefs that Gino's mom was actually Paul Bosch's mistress, and then later on when he first started wrestling, even though he wasn't part of Bosch's promotion, Bosch put him in like the main event in like his Houston wrestling thing, even though he didn't have to. So there's a lot of speculation that he was possibly Gino's real father.
So he wasn't Gino's friend; he was his mom's friend.
Yeah, well, he was like a family friend because I think he was friends with his stepfather also.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so who knows? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Maybe we'll find out in that documentary, May 8th.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Maybe in that documentary we'll find out his real father was Paul Onions.
Oh.
Holy shit, dude. What was he from again? I know it was one of our podcasts.
It was from Australia, wasn't it? That one?
Yeah, the one out in the bush.
Yeah. So good, Paul Onions.
Was it just...
what was that dude's name? The guy who looked like my dad.
Yeah, that dude was fucking creepy.
Yeah, dude.
He
the Wolf Creek
stuff.
inspiration guy.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
Because didn't he like do shit to like paralyze them so they'd still be alive, like killed them and shit?
I can't remember. He was fucked up.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Until fucking Australian Daniel went out there with a fucking one Magnum, bullet, shot him 6 times with it, dude. He'd fire the gun at him, and then he'd run over, catch the bullet in his fucking Magnum, and fire it back.
Yeah.
He's like, you son of a bitch.
And like with the last one, whipped his dick out and like hit it like a baseball and just knocked it back at him.
If we get 100 requests from our viewers, we will release the video footage of this happening.
Oh yeah,
Yes, we will.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. If there's anything we can do, Australian Daniel, I want to watch you choke a fucking armadillo to death. I don't know why. I want to watch that.
They don't have armadillos down there, man.
I guess he's got to come to us.
Yeah, he can find one.
He'll find one.
Yeah, he knows.
He's like, there's no armadillos down there. It's like, why not? He's like, I fucking killed them all. I choked them all.
Somehow he's listening right now. He's like, hang on a second, guys. He just sends us a picture with one right now.
And so Gino, he is a senior in high school at the time of his stepfather's passing, I believe, because the following year, 1973, that's when he starts getting trained by Jose Lothario. And then with his help, he would actually break into the wrestling world. So he was 17 when he fucking started this shit.
Nice.
It's Lothario.
I was just about to crack a joke about that.
What's that? Is that Nick and Nora?
Yeah. I love that movie. Such an underrated movie.
So at the age of 17, Gino graduates from Spring Branch High School in Houston. Just a young dude going into the wrestling business.
Spring Branch is a sweet name.
It is cool. And one fun note here, Jose Lothario, he would also train Shawn Michaels in the 1980s.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then in 1996, he would be Shawn Michaels' manager.
Like actually like on camera?
I think just like in the ring on camera. I'm not positive, but I think.
Gotcha.
And we aren't going to go over like all of Gino's wrestling matches and a lot of his career like that, since I don't know if most of our audience would actually be interested in all those details, but it does seem like he did quite a decent amount of hair versus hair matches, which I don't exactly remember when the first one was. Like I looked it up to see if this was one of the first ones, and I think it was early on because it was in 1970s. He was fucking doing hair versus hair matches. So,
dude, nothing beats Kurt Angle and Edges. That was such a good match, man.
My favorite. Do you remember when Eric Bischoff got his hair? He got his head shaved.
Was that WCW or was that?
He was in WCW, I think, because the top was black, and as soon as it got shaved, everything underneath was gray.
Oh fuck!
And he was like picking up pieces of it and like putting it on his head.
No, I don't remember that at all. But that's amazing.
And here's a little fun note right here. April 10th of 1976, at the age of 19, our boy Gino, he would marry a woman by the name of Janice Marie Bancroft.
Nice.
That was April 10th, 1976. And by January 27th, 1977, they would get a divorce. So that didn't last very long.
I was trying to think of some joke where their last name just means they were banning Tomb Raider games. I couldn't really think of a way to do it.
Here's another fun note. Their marriage lasted approximately the length of that 80s show season. So that's pretty good.
Hey, well, that's what you get for marrying a chick with such a fancy name.
Yeah, that's true.
It's never going to work, mate.
No. And then good news. I don't know why I said it like that. And then good news. Old Cupid, he fires his arrow once again, causing these two young lovebirds to give it one more try.
It was Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, hell yeah.
And on April 12th, 1978, they would remarry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Only to divorce again on July 19th, 1979.
Oh,
so
man.
fucking Gino.
Yeah, they made it a little longer that time.
I mean, this dude, he can't hold this man down. And he originally started off as a good guy, a babyface wrestler. He originally started off as a good guy. He turns into a bit of a prick. No, in wrestling, he started off as a good guy, a babyface wrestler. He quickly won over the ladies because of his charm, charisma, long hair, and excellent looks. He then started off teaming up with his trainer, Lothario, and then he would turn on him, and that began a feud that would later lead to his first hair versus hair match. And it seems like from this moment on, he was pretty much a heel for the rest of his career, like after he turned on him.
Yeah, like the barbershop, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
the
like
barbershop.
That's one of the best heel turns ever.
I don't know, man. Have you? Do you remember when that red Viper with the yellow rims ran over Macho Man, and it turned out to be Hogan?
Yeah. See, the Hogan NWO one would be the best if he didn't ask whose side he was on.
But whose side is he on?
Because I get it, but like I feel like for me that kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching that, like, well, what the fuck? I would.
What are you talking about?
I would have never thought he would be on the other side.
And one of the things that women loved about him most was his beautiful long black hair. And unfortunately for him, he would be the loser of the hair versus hair match and would have to get his head shaved. But his hair, they always say like he lost the hair versus hair match but then it like grew back like instantly. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like he does a ton of hair versus hair matches. I don't really know why.
Is there a way to do like a bald cap and then like have like some wig on to where it look like they cut his hair?
I don't know. It'd be fun. He comes out in like one of the Jan Brady wigs.
Oh,
They're like,
yes.
oh my God, they're shaving his head. He's never had that hair before this match. That'd be awesome. And in the early 80s and for a lot of his career, it seems he would have a feud with the Von Erichs, which is one of the most tragic families of all time.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about the Von Erichs in a minute. And he would next form a tag team with Tully Blanchard.
Okay.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And this was in the SCW. And they called themselves the Dynamic Duo.
Wow.
So pretty original on that
Yeah.
one.
It's like, holy shit.
And they were a couple of heels, some of, if not the best in the area.
Nice.
They were pretty big heels. People fucking hated them. And then this is when Gino also started going by Gorgeous Gino Hernandez. So there was just, in the SCW, I think he was only wrestling one of the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
And then he would later feud with some more. So as far as the Von Erichs go, here's the little details on their curse. If you don't know anything about them, it's just an incredibly tragic family in the wrestling world. I made a Von Erichs joke a long time ago, and I fucking regret it, and I feel super bad about cracking it. And I always think about it, and I'm like, I can't believe I left that shit in.
Oh, dude, we've left in some bad stuff.
Yeah.
Man. There's nothing wrong with it.
So if I could go back, I mean, I could go back, but fuck it.
Yeah, no.
Then I'd have to listen to our episodes to find it.
Okay, yeah, we haven't gone that far yet.
So as far as the Von Erich curse goes, I just pulled this straight from the wiki. We might do a Von Erich episode
We
sometime.
honestly could.
So from the wiki, when Fritz died of cancer, Jesus Christ, of course the name is Fritz.
Oh, yeah.
If you know anything about, Fritz. Anyways.
Tooth would be losing it.
So Fritz, I believe, was the dad.
Yeah, I think so.
So when Fritz died of cancer in his Denton County home at 68, 5 of his 6 sons had preceded him. His firstborn, Jack Jr., he was shocked and drowned in a puddle at the age of 6 in 1959 outside his Niagara Falls home. In 1984, David Von Erich died in a Tokyo hotel from enteritis. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure either. Spence?
It's what happens if you enter a room in Japan without bowing.
Bullshit, because Kev would have known all about that.
Oh, fuck, dude.
That's good.
And whenever they have like their okay, this isn't even gonna be a funny joke at all because it was gonna be like at church whenever they pass around like the cracker and wine, whatever the fuck that is. Instead, they just pass around those little koala yummies. Those fuckers are good. Mike, Chris, and Carrie, those 3 died of suicide. Mike took an overdose near Louisville Lake in 1987. Chris, he shot himself in the head with a 9mm handgun in 91. And then Carrie, he shot himself in the chest in the family yard in 1993. So the only surviving son is Kevin Von Erich.
Yeah.
So
Good job, Kev.
no, if I ever become a vampire, I will change my name to Kevin Von Erich, and then you will have to check the wiki to find out that Kevin Von Erich died because there can only be one. So, sorry, man. There can only be one Kevin Von
He's
Erich.
coming for you. Wait, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's the only one that's alive.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
At that point, though, that would suck.
that would.
He probably lives like Bill Murray in that What About Bob movie.
He's like, man, he's like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I guess I'll check the mailbox for Christmas cards. Nope, same as last year.
Well, dude.
Same as he just opens up and just fucking dust. Like
On his way out
like
there.
Bob Barker farted inside it.
On his way out there, he sees a little puddle. He's like, no, not today. We know your wily ways.
Is Bob Barker dead?
No.
Okay. Whew.
No, I think he's like 90, but he's still alive.
Dude,
but
no one fucking knows if Dick Goddard's dead. I've asked,
I'm
like,
pretty sure he's dead.
he's not. I thought he was
Wait,
too.
Dick Arger's... Wait, what? No.
Yeah, I check it like once a week, and my answer's always different.
That motherfucker's
I
alive?
think he's alive.
I'm pretty sure he died.
I don't think so,
I know
dude.
we're both checking.
I know. Don't say the answer out loud. Don't say it out loud.
Okay.
Dick. Oh, my history's popping up. Dick Bigger Pills? Nope. Dick Goddard. Oh, here's one of my old history searches. How to make Dick good.
Holy shit.
Turn sad Dick good. Dick Goddard holds the Guinness World Record for longest career as a weather forecaster. Nice. Yeah, fucker's still alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Dude, I could have sworn he fucking died.
He has been old for 100 years.
So there had to have been like a hoax or something with him dying, because I could have sworn he died.
Oh, no, you might have just been, never mind. I was just going to make a joke about reading the whole world's fucking wish journal.
I was thinking you were going to crack a joke about the dog from Jimmy Neutron.
So now we're going to go to 1982 when something strange happens. The dynamic duo, they're supposed to split up in 1983, and then they were going to feud with each other. However, after just one match against each other, Gino, he leaves the SCW and wrestling altogether. So he just fucking completely abandons wrestling.
Wow.
That was also right around the time that the Rubik's Cube came out, though.
That had to been why.
Yeah.
Was the skip bit out yet, or?
I have it up to 19,000. Nice job, dude. And from what I could tell, not a lot is known as to why he left or what all he was doing exactly in his time away from wrestling. Like, there is some speculation. Like, one source, I believe this was the YouTube documentary, they said he possibly went to Hollywood to attempt or to try and start like an acting career.
Yeah.
Or he tried opening up a nightclub. Because much like his wrestling persona, he enjoyed living like the high life and social settings away from the ring. Like, he was pretty much like a Ric Flair type wrestler.
Yeah.
Except that's exactly how he lived his life outside the ring, too.
Which I'm pretty sure Ric Flair did, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, banging a bunch of chicks and getting drunk all the time and stuff.
I love Ric Flair, dude.
Yeah.
You know what sucks? His daughter is like popular, big in the female wrestling and everything.
Yeah.
When his son tried to wrestle David Flair, like, all right, you're just gonna be just a shitty guy who's nuts. Your tag team partner is a guy named Crowbar. You know, it's like, okay, your daughter she was champion, wasn't she? Or
She's been champion.
Okay, yeah.
She's I'm pretty sure already broken records.
it's like, congratulations, Nature Boy Ric Flair. We're gonna honor your children. Daughter is gonna be champion. Son, your partner with Crowbar.
Dude, the fucked up thing is they've like mentioned Reed Flair on air in promos like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. 'Cause
Wow.
one of them was her, like in a heel promo, but basically just talking about her dead brother.
Yeah, why? Why would she bring that up?
I don't know. Like, she was saying that like he wasn't good enough or something, that so she was
Fuck,
good
that
enough for
was
both
only
of
a
them or
couple
something like
years
that.
ago, right?
I'm pretty sure, unless she was talking about David, but she because they brought Reed up before, and then she said that she was good enough for her and her brother. So obviously we're gonna think she's talking about him because they never brought David up before.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm on David Flair's Wikipedia.
Oh, he has one.
Well, by this I mean what I typed up about him on Notepad.
Well, if he's got one, check and see if my cat has a Wikipedia.
Damn, there's too much information on here. I really just expected to be like, David Flair, son of Ric Flair, wrestled with Crowbar.
That's it.
So Gino, he's hanging out possibly in Hollywood. We do know for sure he's hanging out in clubs and shit, partying with beautiful women, including a woman that he might have ended up possibly dating in the 80s. We mentioned her a few times now, Farrah Fawcett. There were rumors that they were actually dating. I mean, he did go to her birthday party in that promo. He had all the pictures to prove it.
Yeah, he must have given her a fucking pretty good present.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. He made her faucet real fucking leaky.
Oh, yeah, he cleaned them fucking pipes.
Hey, we got a call. Dude, I love it half-baked. Like, I never got the joke when I was younger. But when the guy comes to the door, he's like, I got a call, something about empty pipes. And then he just sells them weed. That's code. Come in. Yeah, I never understood that when I was younger.
Shit's so good.
So very soon, though, Gino, he would return to the wrestling world again. And he even had a short feud right before he left with Chavo Guerrero.
Wait, what?
Not Junior. I was so confused. I was
Holy
like,
shit.
was this motherfucking wrestling
Yeah,
baby
like,
Chavo?
Yeah.
Like,
Did he grab him from the fucking womb?
he yanked him out of the womb, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you are the very first Blump kid.
He was like they're just saying that now just to make him seem more famous, but all he did was just punch Chavo's mom in the stomach.
And it was in 1982, and I don't fully know the details, but I saw that he instigated the feud by like smashing a beer bottle over his head and then just constantly talking shit about the Guerrero's family.
Oh,
so
fuck
that's
yeah,
pretty
dude.
funny.
Nice.
And that's going to lead us to our next part where we talk about Kerwin White. Because I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, and I haven't had any reason or real route to go into it.
Dude, we've talked about this before on a podcast.
Well, we need to talk about it
It
again.
has to happen again.
So Chavo Guerrero Jr., which would be the Chavo's son that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
There was a while where, I mean, in case you can't guess by his name, and it wouldn't be racist in guessing it, but he is...
an African-American.
He's not African-American. He is we'll just say he's a Mexican wrestler. There was a while where his gimmick was he was a white guy. He would come out as Kerwin White. He would come out to a Frank Sinatra song. He bleached his hair blonde.
On a golf cart.
He would ride a golf cart. He would wear one golf glove. He would have glasses on. He would have a sweater tied over his shoulders. Ride out on a golf cart. And he would say shit like "white is right."
Yeah.
That happened.
So fucking amazing.
And it was so it was so fucking
Dude,
good.
It only stopped because his uncle died.
Yeah. After Eddie died, they're like, well, we can't really continue with this gimmick. Now it's like, what gimmick should we go with? He's upset that his legend wrestling, his uncle who's a legend in wrestling died, or should we continue going with he's a white guy?
They really probably spent hours trying to figure out which one to do there. Like Vince is probably, come on though, man, that was good.
And that is going to lead us to our next segment, which I didn't even have to research. I actually wrote this up many times, many years ago, just for myself. It's what I like to call my top 5 favorite racist wrestling gimmicks.
Oh, hell yeah.
And this is not in order. It's just my top 5 favorite wrestling gimmicks. And starting with number 5, Crime Time.
Oh, dude, just fucking black guys that commit crimes.
This is literally, it's just two jacked as fuck athletic black guys that didn't even wrestle. Yeah. They would just go around stealing shit on the set. They would just come out and steal shit and flaunt money and stuff.
Dude, the funny thing is, there's this gets brought up all the time. Crime Time had this match, and it was like a gauntlet tag team match, and it was like this Christmas present or whatever, because it was a pay-per-view around Christmas time, and they won it, and it was supposed to be for a future tag team title match, and they never fucking got it. And people bring it up all the time, like when there's like a mystery or whatever on Raw, they're like, oh, is it Crime Time's tag match? Neither of them are employed.
I do like their theme song though. This is their second entrance video. I don't know if this is the one I'm looking for now, but we'll play this one.
Yo, 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 yo. Chad Gaspard and JTG. It's Crime Time.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Bringing the hood to you. Bringing it what you want. Bringing the hood to you. That's how. Hey, yo, no more Hollywood. This is Hollywood, and it's Crime Time. Be scared, you probably should. I come from the streets. I was raised in the gutter. I run up on your mother for that bread and butter. Mess around with these crooks.
And that just happened to remind me, we have more money than R. Kelly does now, so that's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Last I saw, he had $600.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Hey, R. Kelly, I will give you all of our Patreon money for this month if you want to come on here and just hang out with us, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I'd be fine with
you
that.
You can take Toof's spot. You're practically the same guy.
I mean, yeah, only one of them pees on people. And honestly, when you think about if you didn't know R. Kelly did it, would you know?
Dude, I love the video of him like flipping out. Why would he even go on TV?
Yeah, it's
dude?
so fucking
I'm
funny.
fighting for my fucking life here, man. And then he doesn't show up to court.
So fucking funny, dude.
He didn't even fucking show up yesterday. Fuck yeah, dude. R. Kelly, man. He's slowly gaining back like his good name. It's
good
weird,
name.
dude. Like,
was it ever good?
His good name is like a roller coaster. Like started off high, had Space Jam and all that other stuff. It started going low with like the whole pissing, Aaliyah, all that other stuff. And now he's back on top of the world.
Dude, I just found out recently that he sang I Believe I Can Fly. I honestly thought it was Seal.
No, this is going to be too racist. All right, moving on. Speaking of racist.
Was R. Kelly the main guy in Space Jam?
I mean, he's a type of goat,
but
but he's not that goat.
Number 4, Muhammad.
Muhammad Hassan?
Yes.
Oh, fuck
Muhammad
yeah.
Hassan.
I love Muhammad Hassan.
Middle
That dude's a
Eastern
shit.
Arab American that was all about how Middle Easterners were being racially profiled against because of 9/11. And this gimmick, it took off in 2004.
Dude, it was amazing.
And so he would come out in like, I don't know, not a turban. It was kind of like a turban.
Yeah, it was kind of like one.
And one time during the July 4th taping of SmackDown, Hassan and 5 others, they dressed up in ski masks, black shirts, and camo to attack The Undertaker.
Yeah, this was the worst timing
They
ever.
beat him with clubs and like choked him out. And then Hassan prayed to Allah. It was just like,
Dude.
we're going to make a fucking terrorist
Yeah,
attack.
this was the worst timing ever because do you go on to what happened?
3 days later, the fucking London bombings happened.
Oh my god.
And it hadn't aired yet. SmackDown hadn't aired yet.
And so the WWE, they decided, we're going to cancel this gimmick because, making a fake terrorist, it wasn't such a good idea. And then the best part, Muhammad Hassan, he's not even Middle Eastern.
No.
He's just a black guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. He's something, but he's not Middle Eastern.
He's either he might be Indian. I don't remember what he is.
Imagine if his intro music was Lonely Island, Fuck Bin Laden.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Dude, he was an awesome heel. I fucking loved Muhammad Hassan.
Dude, what if he came out to Thriller?
Oh,
That'd be fucking
There you
awesome,
go.
wouldn't it? Thriller! And he just comes out, but he's a fucking terrorist.
Yeah, he does all the same shit, like his praying gimmick and everything, but just coming out the Thriller.
I know it's Meredith, but what is the slept with a terrorist?
It's when they were putting stuff on the board that was supposed to be
Something about
where you couldn't make fun of it. Yeah.
She slept with a terrorist.
It's just like how they all closed their eyes, but it wasn't up there before, so you fucking obviously knew she wrote it.
Alrighty, my next favorite racist wrestling gimmick, just any Asian wrestling gimmick, because they're all sneaky.
Yeah.
That's what they all say. All the announcers like, look at him sneaking around. And then anytime they do a move off the top rope or an extra sneaky move, the announcers yell Pearl Harbor. So how fucked is that? All the Asian wrestling gimmicks, 99% of them are heels. They're usually bad guys.
Yeah.
Most of them spit shit in wrestlers' eyes, or they like throw shit throw like a handful of rice in their face or something else racist, so they can't see. They cheat, jump off the top ropes, and they go, "Oh, he fucking Pearl Harbored them." I swear to God, they do that. They do that shit. That's fucked up.
Except for Jimmy Wang Yang, he was sweet.
Number 2, Papa Shango.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
He's just a stereotypical African witch doctor who
big old fat guy.
who had powers.
Yeah.
He supposedly had powers and stuff. He would come out with a skull painted on his face. Just it was stupid.
He feuded with the Undertaker, and it was fucking dumb. Kamala is basically the fucking same thing, though. You have to feel that, or is that the same guy? It might be the same guy.
Papa Shango was the Godfather?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Is Kamala him too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wait a minute. The Godfather was the good father? Just joking. That was fucking stupid.
That's him in IRS, right?
That is stupid. And then last but not least, this one definitely is my favorite because it was supposed to be like a satire take on it, but it was just extremely racist and stupid.
Yeah.
The Mexicools.
Oh my god.
This
dude.
is a group of Mexican wrestlers. They would come out to the ring riding lawnmowers.
It was so bad.
And wearing janitor outfits.
Dude, it was so fucking bad.
It was Juventud, Super Crazy, and Psychosis.
Yeah.
I believe the tractor said Juan Deere, but I'm not positive.
It did, yeah.
And I found an interview where a guy is talking to Conan about the Mexicools, how it got started, and this is what they said. The Mexicools, when they came in, the concept initially was that they were never to be paired together. They were going to enter and revive the cruiserweight division and give it a boost. You would have all these guys that could wrestle each other, and it would really pop the division, which had Brian Kendrick, it had Paul London. It had just a who's who at the time. Of course, you add those guys into the mix, now we've got a banging cruiserweight division. WCW did have a lot of badass cruiserweights.
Yeah, they really did.
And then a bad stereotypical joke was made on a plane ride, and before you knew it, they were out there together as a trio. They weren't wrestling each other. They were running around with lawnmowers, so there went that idea.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be like this big Mexican cruiserweight takeover. Someone made a fucking joke about them coming out on lawnmowers.
And
someone in the company
Vince
that's a
had
writer
opened
made
one.
that
Yeah.
joke, and like, okay, that's their gimmick now.
Yeah.
They're Mexican janitors.
What was their music? Was their music pretty bad?
I listened to it because I watched a bunch of all these wrestling things I talked about. I watched a bunch of promos of them all.
Yeah.
It's pretty much your generic
Mariachi music.
I remember what Super Crazies was. I'm crazy.
Super Crazy was
Super
awesome.
crazy.
They got a lot of different ones. I don't know. They had like 4 or 5 or 6 themes. Here's one of them.
Para toda mi gente mexicana y todos mis latinos, es hora de cambio. Ha llegado el momento de la batalla, de la guerra. Van a cambiar las cosas. Bingo, in time. You're gonna be working for me, so you don't wanna get on my bad side, cause everybody look Latino. You ain't never heard nothing like this. Take a look around, my man, I help built this. You tryna kill my spirit, I like mis con eso. Twin pistolero, keep the road on the west, so shake 'em up, heat 'em up, change the climate. I'm all bloody and sweaty, but no.
I hate it.
Dude, part of me feels bad for the people singing this.
Yeah. Imagine if these guys knew what they were supposed to be, and then they witnessed their act get turned into this.
Well,
And the thing is they were fucking so talented.
Yeah,
they were such a good.
because they were really good cruiserweights before this.
I like that they keep saying gringo in this
yeah.
song. Gringo.
Before this, in WCW, they were good cruiserweights. So they did have the time where they were, up to their potential, and
Wow.
then they came to
Yeah.
WWE and
WWE fucked up all the cruiserweights.
they fucked up a lot of anything WCW besides Chris Jericho.
Dude, one of the lines in the song is gringo, and then it's like, I'm a Latino.
I didn't know Shakespeare was alive when that came out. That's pretty cool that he wrote that.
I like the part where he's like, I helped built this, because that was a fucking joke that they are a bunch of Mexicans, so they fucking built this.
Oh, yeah.
They thought that was clever as fuck. All right, I'm sorry for all the music. This is going to be the last part we play. It is the best verse of the song, I believe.
So now you wanna tell me I can mow your lawn, that I can pick your fruit and fight your wars. Slapped in the face like a political whore, but see I had it up to here, kick in the front door. The family tree's been hacked on for years. A whole lot of blood, pain, sweat, and tears. Me, I'm everything and I'm doing it right, but I can flip it up, break you up, stereotype.
Like how they talk about stereotypes there.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. On time and on budget. Lowe's is here to help by stocking the brands you trust to power through any job. Like Hitachi Power Tools, soon to be known as Metabo HPT. Same tools, same warranty, new name. We also stock the quantities of the supplies you use most. Buy in bulk and get additional savings on fence pickets, posts, and concrete every day. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. See ProDesk for details.
So already, back to Gino. He would soon make his return to the wrestling world, and he would make his debut in WCCW in 1984, and he would reform the dynamic duo, but this time it was with Gentleman Chris Adams. And he would even, the duo would even team up with Jake the Snake Roberts sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Like, I think I saw they had a 6-man tag, so yeah, sometimes they would do a team of them 3, so that's pretty badass. And during the dynamic duo times, they would have a long-running feud with the rest of the Von Erichs. The dynamic duo, of course, being the heels again. And at the time, Chris Adams, he was one of the top faces, but he would do a heel turn here, and he would become the #1 heel in the company, which would then lead to him teaming up with Gino and making them two like the biggest heels pretty much the biggest heels in wrestling at the time.
Nice.
And their promos are fucking awesome. It's literally just videos of them driving around in expensive cars, showing them flying in planes, and then just them working out and flaunting credit cards and money.
Oh, hell
it's
yeah.
funny as fuck.
That's awesome.
They would also come out to the song Bad to the Bone, which is like, you couldn't ask like a bigger, funnier, like douchebag song, when you're flaunting all this shit. And in some of their promos and videos, that song is also playing. And whenever the Bad to the Bone part came on, they would like point to the camera and like lip sync Bad to the Bone.
That's awesome.
So I don't know why, but it's super fucking funny. There's one partner promo where they're swimming laps, and then at the very end, they swim up to the closest part of the pool, and they pop up super high, and they just give each other high fives. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, we're not going to record this part, but I'll show you guys part of it. And one thing they like to do in their matches was shave off the hair of their opponents. So once again, they're doing a lot of hair versus hair matches.
Yeah.
Eventually, they themselves would lose to the Von Erichs in a hair versus hair match, and they had to get their heads shaved. So the next time they returned to wrestling, they just showed up in wrestling masks. It's like no one could tell who they were.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why. Shit like that's funny to me.
Didn't the Von Erichs have like soccer mom hair?
Yeah, a lot. I think a lot of them did.
Yeah.
Even these guys kind of had some shitty hair. This is, I can't remember what source I pulled this from, but this is right after a loss to the Von Erichs. So following this loss to the Von Erichs, the dynamic duo imploded. So Gino, he left Adams high and dry during a tag team, and this was on Christmas Day in 1985. And they would eventually square off to go against each other. And that would be January 27th, 1986, in a, quote, Freebird hair cream match. The point of this gimmick was it was a hair loss cream, and you're supposed to cover your opponent's head in it. And since they're both heels, I think Adams might have been becoming face here since Gino turned on him.
Yeah.
But Gino, he takes the hair cream and, like, squirts it all over the dude's face, like in his eyes, and, quote, blinded him. But one source said he actually did fuck his eye up a little bit with it. I mean, no matter what you're doing, you're putting the shit in his face. You know?
Yeah.
So that was supposed to be a big start to their feud. And this is where some more weird shit starts to happen. Gino, he no-shows a string of shows. Like, he's booked in, supposed to wrestle at right after this.
Yeah.
So, of course, friends, family, and others in the wrestling business, they're all starting to get worried. Like, well, he's done something like this before, so... And it was pretty well known that he lived a luxurious life outside wrestling. He was also known to hang out with the wrong crowd. Plus, it was no secret that he enjoyed doing cocaine. So it's understandable why people would begin to get worried about this guy. And then on February 4th, 1986... a couple of Gino's friends and also officials from World Class Wrestling, they went over to his home to check on him to see what the hell was going on and like, why is he missing all these shows? And so the two officials, as well as several police officers, they break into his apartment. And we're going to mention a detail about that in a minute because some say that it wasn't locked, some say he broke in. But this source says that they break into his apartment, and that's when they see him lying on the floor next to his bed. So he's on the floor in his bedroom. His body is badly decomposed, so clearly he's been dead. And coroners estimate that he'd been dead for several days now. Friends and others close to him begin to speculate that perhaps he was a victim to a hit, and maybe somebody wanted him dead and possibly had him killed.
Yeah.
Coroners also found that Gino had more than the fatal amount of cocaine in his system to kill him. And by more than the fatal amount, I'm talking John Belushi levels. This motherfucker had 8 times the fatal amount in his system, and he also had a substantial amount of cocaine in his stomach.
Jesus.
So that's pretty fucking weird. Like,
yeah.
No person should be able to snort that much, and I don't know how it would get in his stomach unless, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sadly, Gino Hernandez, he is dead at the young age of 28 years old. So he was only 28.
Jesus, yeah, he could have gone so far.
Yeah, dude, he really could have been so big. And he was known to have actually been a nice guy and a great friend in real life. He would go to hospitals, and one of the things that I read about him doing was he would meet up and attempt to cheer up like mentally retarded kids. So I mean, that's pretty nice.
I didn't know I met him, but
yeah, that's how. Hey, Gino, we never thanked you for coming on the show. That was cool of him to cheer up the cast of Full House.
holy shit.
But back then, people think that who you are in the ring, that's who you are in real life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And seeing somebody that is just a complete dickhead to everyone, like flaunting his wealth and power and then just being a lying, cheating piece of shit, wrestling fans absolutely hated this guy. But that was his job, and he played his part to perfection. And his death, it was initially ruled a homicide. However, as soon as the autopsy report came out showing the amount of cocaine in his system, they quickly changed his death over to being like the reasoning was because of an overdose. So they originally did mark it as a homicide, saying that they think he was killed,
Yeah.
but then they switched it to cocaine overdose. And there's definitely a lot of speculation around his death. Like we said, there's no secret that Gino loved his cocaine, and he was pretty well known to have been addicted to it. Gary Hart, who is a wrestling manager in World Class, he tried to get him to drop the drug use and pleaded with him to get help and quit. Unfortunately, though, he was never able to do that. And here's a quote we have from Gary Hart. It's hard to take young guys who, if they go to a party, they're the guest of honor. Whatever they want. If it's brews, broads, drugs, or Eskimo pies, it's theirs for the asking. Gino got into some bad things. The limelight caught him. Gino loved the cocaine.
That sucks.
And honestly, I don't know if Gino ever wanted to or tried to drop it or clean up or not. I have no clue. Like, maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. We have no idea. But, I mean, he was young, and he was just fucking living the high life.
Yeah.
And here's another quote we have from Gino. This is from Gino in regards to Hart. He said, "Gary, I'm like that old dog. I've had all I can take, but not all I want."
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, based on that, it doesn't sound like he really wanted to clean up.
No, not at all.
And on the documentary, The Triumph and Tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling, Hart said that he had pictures of all of his wrestlers that he managed, except for Hernandez, because having a picture of Gino, it was too hard for him and it made him too upset just to see pictures of him. So that was the only wrestler he managed that he couldn't look at photographs of.
Yeah, that was a good documentary.
Yeah, that's the one you said you have, right?
Yeah, it's definitely packed away somewhere because I bought that. There's a WWE one too. It's I can't remember what that one is, but it's a like tragedy type one.
Well, but there haven't been any tragedies under WWE.
Yeah, there definitely
No, there hasn't.
No.
Speaking of tragedies, I didn't know when to play this exactly. Wildman from Queens did send us a joke.
Nice.
So we're going to play that. I don't really have a build up to it. We're just going to play it. Here we go.
So I got a joke for you. Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, and fucking Gino Hernandez walk into a room. What the fuck happens? I don't know. Maybe they all fucking end up dead.
So there we go. So obviously this is just
maybe they'll fucking end up dead.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, that sucks. It's a tragic, dark joke.
Yeah.
Satirical, dark joke, but you know, Wildman.
Yeah. It's Wildman.
We got to find the light in the darkness.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's right.
brother. We needed that. That gave us the boost to get through the rest of this episode.
Thanks, Wildman.
So thank you. And there are some differences in the story of Gino's death. Some sources claim that he had 3 times the amount. Some said 8, the amount of the fatal amount of cocaine in his system. I don't know what the correct answer is, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. It doesn't matter. It's still way more than is needed to kill him.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how it's possible to get that much cocaine in your system, honestly. I have no idea. And then I mentioned that the police and 2 officials broke into his apartment to find him. That is what one source says. However, in the Heroes of World Class DVD about the Von Erichs, David Manning, who was a booker and I think he was a referee or official in the WCCW, Manning, he suspected foul play due to the fact that Gino Hernandez, the deadbolt on his door was not locked. And they said that he had a habit in the past, like no matter what, he would lock the deadbolt at all times. Like as soon as he closed it, he would lock it.
Yeah.
And he said that was unlocked. I don't know if that's true or not because one source said they break in. There's a lot of, there's just so much speculation and mystery around his death. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And we do have some interviews that we're going to talk about right here from wrestlers talking about them. And some of these interviews were just taken straight from the wiki. So former rival Michael Hayes said in a 2016 interview, quote, "I have a real hard time believing that Gino Hernandez OD'd. He was most definitely hanging with the wrong crowd and either ran his mouth too much or knew too much or all of the above." When asked about Hernandez's death, Jake the Snake Roberts said, "Gino was attached to some heavy people. He was running in some pretty big circles, man, that maybe he didn't belong in." Also, Brutus Beefcake, he rejected the murder theory, saying that Gino, quote, "he had a serious drug problem and he was an intense, crazy partier." Now, according to Tully Blanchard, he has like a short interview I watched online on YouTube when they asked him if he believed that Gino had been murdered. He said he thought that was definitely a possibility, and he also mentioned Gino was hanging with the wrong crowd, and he was also really heavy into gambling.
Oh, shit.
So everyone that wrestled with him or knew him all said, like, I don't know, he could have been killed. I could see that actually happening. he was also heavy into cocaine and gambling and hung out with the wrong people.
Yeah.
One colleague, we don't have their name, they just said one colleague. He stated that Gino, during his final days, he was very paranoid, and he was claiming that people were following him, and he also asked them if he could borrow a handgun from him. So, I mean, drugs will do that to you as well.
Yeah.
So who knows? One random note here, because I don't know where else to post it. In the Jake the Snake interview I was watching with him, he's like, yeah, Gino, he was heavy into drugs. He was also involved with the gay community in Houston. I have no idea
What's that even
what
mean?
exactly that means or if it's relevant at all in any way, but I figured I'd just mention it. Because Jake the Snake,
Dude,
and I was just like, what the fuck? Did I hear that shit?
There's a huge chance that Jake the Snake was just high when he said that, though, too. Like, he's only alive because of fucking DDP, man.
That is true. Bruce Pritchard, whatever his name is. Pritchard, he believed that Gino, if he would have lived and continued on, that he easily could have taken Ted DiBiase's place as the $1 Million Man character.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And even like how he mentioned Gino, his promos or where he's flaunting his wealth and everything like that, when he was buried in a platinum casket.
Oh, that's awesome.
He had bottles of champagne in his casket with him and also his American Express card. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty badass.
Fuck.
Another thing that's kind of that just kind of adds to there's so many weird, mysterious things going on around like every part of his life.
Yeah.
According to Bruce, one of the FBI's most wanted at the time gave a eulogy at Gino's funeral. And the reason that he was one of the most wanted on the FBI's list was because he was a kingpin, just a huge, giant fucking cocaine dealer.
Oh, wow.
But he spoke at Gino's funeral.
Holy shit.
So he must have been doing a lot of cocaine.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got like one of the world's biggest cocaine dealers fucking
that's
speaking
fucking
at him.
insane. He's like, yeah, I got so much money from this motherfucker. That's pretty sweet being buried with champagne, though.
Yeah.
Now imagine the horror if that American Express card started charging.
Dude, that'd be fucking sweet, dude. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like,
They're just looking at the servers as like the text is scrolling by, and then they see that number.
Yeah, it just happens. It starts happening now, and he's using like Amazon Prime and shit.
Like, what the fuck is he buying? Here, bring it up. Let's see. Oh my God, he bought every Princess Diana Beanie Baby. What is he fucking planning? What is this fucker planning?
World domination with that shit, man.
But yeah, in each corner of his casket, they had expensive bottles of champagne, and then people at the funeral, like all those in attendance, they were drinking champagne also, and then breaking glasses on his casket as they lowered him into the ground.
Wow.
And we also have another Wildman quote. I don't know which one's the right one, so we're gonna play a couple of them and see.
Let's play them all.
Snap into a motherfucking Slim Jim. This motherfucker on some real shit got his ass killed. I don't know what to tell you. Fucking, do I feel bad? Not fucking really.
Wow.
This motherfucker was running with some fucking people he shouldn't have been. He was out of his fucking league, and the big dogs ate his ass. I mean, literally, he was gay, so, there's that.
They ate his ass.
Ate his ass.
Yo, so fucking common sense says if a coke dealer that was on the top 10 most wanted list from the FBI is doing your fucking eulogy, you're in a platinum casket buried with your Amex card, and you're sipping Dom P. They're all sipping Dom P at this motherfucker's funeral. Get the fuck out of here. He knew too much, and they were glad to sink this motherfucker into the ground. They probably buried his ass 7 feet deep just to shut him the fuck up.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I want Wildman to fucking do wrestling promos.
Fuck
really
yeah,
bad.
dude.
That'd be amazing.
That was good, dude.
That was awesome.
That was some good shit.
Did I already say that he's better than the announcer from A Knight's Tale?
Yeah, you did,
Okay.
dude. He sent me a message about that, too. Fuck yeah, dude. He's our hype man, dude.
Fucking Wildman from Queens.
He's our fucking fifth brother since Andrew's not here.
I know.
He's our fifth brother and our hype man.
That's right.
Pritchard, he also stated that Gino knew his partying limits, though. And when it came to drug use, like he would know what was too much and he would never take too much. And also claimed that Gino, he would never do drugs alone in his home either. So I don't know if that's true. So it is a very tragic story with a lot of wasted potential. This guy, he could have been huge. Like he had all the tools, the skills, the charisma, everything. He would have been fucking huge.
Yeah.
And it was believed that Gino was actually being looked at to be brought in as a member of the Four Horsemen, too.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. So a lot of mystery and strange circumstances surrounding his death and a lot of what ifs. So definitely a sad one this week.
Especially him with Flair would be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. He would he would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as theories go, do you think he was murdered? Do you think he OD'd? Or what are you guys' thoughts on this one?
I think he stole from the wrong guy. I think he stole from Creed Bratton.
No one steals from Creed Bratton, dude.
Last person to steal from Creed Bratton disappeared. His name? Creed Bratton. But no, I think he may have been murdered. It just seems like, especially, I don't know if you can do that. Can you do that much cocaine, like, physically?
I don't know, and I don't know, how's it in his stomach?
Yeah.
They said he had, like, a decent amount in his stomach.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. So it seems like may have been murdered. What do you think, Spence?
It's a weird one, but I don't know. He could have OD'd. Maybe he just tried eating cocaine.
I mean, that's highly possible.
That's true.
You know, maybe, I mean, it would still work, right? It just has to get in the bloodstream.
Yeah. It may take longer.
Yeah. So
he was doing that thing where he's like, "Yeah, I took the tampon, soaked it in cocaine, shoved it up my ass, haven't felt anything yet," and then he just fucking died. Remember when girls were doing that in high school? They'd soak like tampons in vodka and put it in their fucking puss.
What's the thing, like, what, butt chugging or whatever? Is that still, like, is that an actual thing?
Well, it is if you're at Steve-O's house.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of shit if you're at Steve-O's house.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, so this dude is definitely everyone says he's hanging out with the wrong crowd. He's into gambling. He's doing a shitload of drugs. Could have been killed. Could have OD'd. Could have been a combination.
Yeah.
Could have been a drug deal gone bad. Could have been some sort of drug-related homicide. I don't know.
Because it being in his stomach makes it seem like they were trying to make it look like an overdose, but that was like, you know.
Yeah. He was like fucking Jack fucking Nicholson in The Departed when he's banging those fucking whores and he's just throwing that cocaine and shit. Oh,
yeah.
He's like that, dude.
I mean, either that
Except
or
he's alone. He's just doing that shit to himself.
He's jerking off while he's doing it.
Fuck yeah.
He's reenacting the end of Scarface. I mean, that would explain it getting in his stomach.
Yeah. So hopefully this documentary that comes out May 8th, hopefully that'll give us some more answers to some of this stuff.
Pretty sure is that Toof's birthday?
No, his is May 4th. I do want to end the episode on a quote that Gino Hernandez says in one of his promos. I can't remember who it's about, but he said, "A fool loses tomorrow, reaching back to yesterday." That was a pretty cool quote.
I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too.
That's cool.
So, anything, Spence or Tim, you want to mention before we shut her down?
I think so. It's definitely interesting.
People who put stickers on the back of your car that says Muggle Baby on board, that just makes me want to hate you more.
Wait, it says Muggle Baby?
Muggle Baby. So you might as well have a sticker that just says "Proud Scrub Kid."
Wait, people say that? Like they have that like on the back of their
car? I just
car?
saw it today.
Yeah, definitely.
Muggle Baby on board.
Yeah, definitely ram them.
Yeah. Or just fucking, at least now I know where to send my fucking drone bombers.
I mean, at least it didn't say Mudblood Baby on board.
I would rather it say Mudblood, though, honestly.
Or Mudbutt.
I know. That's all I got.
Hey, Mudbutt Brooks.
No, I got another question.
Yeah.
How many emus do we think Australian Daniel could take on by himself?
As many as we ask him to, yeah. Like,
because they got a real problem with emus there in Australia.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Fucking Daniel, have us over there. We'll fucking go hunting and shit.
I won't, but
no, me either, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
fuck
think
that.
I would. If I had to shoot an animal, I'd probably cry.
I'll watch Daniel do it. So yeah. I'm not leaving the house as long as he has binoculars. Though I'll watch Daniel do whatever. But
is that a snake? Is that a fucking snake? We just run.
Just Daniel's dick.
We're like Scooby Doo to Shaggy. Whenever we get scared, we jump into Daniel's arms. It's every time we see a fucking is that a skeeter? Daniel, it looks like a skeeter coming at us.
I mean, if that's the case, I'm just gonna pretend I see a bunch of shit just so I can jump in Daniel's arms.
Hell yeah, dude! With the arms wide open. Alrighty, Spence, you want to do our closing shit, brother?
All right, brother knots. We love you all so much. This podcast would not exist without you. We thank you. If you'd like to support the podcast, there are many ways you can do that. You can check us out on social media. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Check us out on there, and you'll get updates about the podcast. YouTube, the whole podcast is now on YouTube. Leave us comments, leave us feedback, send us an email at brotherscommon.place@gmail.com. Leave us a rating or a review, both really if you can, wherever you check out the podcast. iTunes, we're trying to get onto the iTunes. What are we hoping for?
Top 200 in comedy in the U.S., which we keep getting around 1,000.
Yeah,
so we're not really close. But in India and South Africa, we've cracked the top 200 recently.
So thank you, India. Thank you, South Africa. The rest of the world, come on.
Yeah, come
What's
on, guys.
going on?
Jeez.
Come on.
We're going to get... Never mind. No.
Come on. That's it.
Yeah. I was gonna crack really bad jokes. I'm not going to do that.
If you'd like even more Brothers Commonplace, if you'd like even more Commonplace fun, you can sign up on our Patreon for $1 a month. You get all our bonus episodes and all the fun little goodies and tidbits that we throw on there all the time, musical numbers and so forth. It's probably the best deal on the internet right now and forever.
There will never be better.
No. Cyber Monday doesn't have shit.
Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday, nothing.
Small Business Saturday.
Back when I was younger, Cyber Monday was just when me and Tim would get on the computer and we would both pretend we're teenage girls and we would just sext each other on AIM.
We were just talking about scissoring.
Yeah, we weren't good though. I didn't know. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm diddling my my asshole." You like that? You're like, "Yeah, keep diddling it, baby."
To give each other your ASLs.
Oh my god, was it like age
sex, location?
Yeah,
dude.
I remember that.
My chat room name was, not even joking, I was Dark Duckman.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I'd be like, "Yo, any lesbian?" I was like 14. Be like, "Yo, any lesbians in there?" I swear to God, one time I was in this chat room on Yahoo where there was like 10 of us, and just one guy was narrating the Pokemon movie. He was just typing everything that was happening in the first Pokemon movie, and I stayed in there the whole time.
Yeah,
he's like,
dude.
"Yeah, is anyone reading this?" I'm like, "Dude, you're doing great. Keep
man.
going,
Hell yeah.
dude."
You're like, "Dude, you're doing great. I'm at half mass."
I'm almost there. And all of a sudden, this other guy whose just name was Marlboro Jacket Man was like, "Yeah, I'm almost there too." And I looked over. My fucking dad's sitting at the computer wearing his red Marlboro jack. I'm like, "Dad, what are you doing, man? I hear you typing. You're narrating this, aren't you? You're not red. You're not even Marlboro Jacket Man. You are just the guy narrating it."
He looks over. He winks. He's like, "Hand me one of those condoms, Kev."
He's like, "Hey, Kev, if you're gonna take a drink out of the fridge, don't drink from." No, it's gonna be a joke that he was jerking off in the milk jug, but I didn't.
Somehow he's
realize that
watching
wasn't
the
a joke.
Pokemon movie on Google Glass.
He's like, "I got some good news, Kev. There's only 2 of these. One went to Roy Hibbert, and I got the other one." "Well, what do you do with it?" "Well, I mostly just watch videos I recorded of me playing horseshoes last week."
Holy shit! Oh.
He has that thing from Black Mirror where it's like the eye, where it records every memory you have.
Yeah.
And so whenever him and my mom are fucking, he just rewinds it and plays video of him playing horseshoes. So that's all he sees when he's fucking my mom.
Like, she knows when it's coming. She's like, "Come on, man, stop! I'm waiting to last longer than 3 seconds."
She's like, she tries to manipulate stuff so that he fucking loses in horseshoes so that he can watch that video and last longer, but he's too fucking good. He doesn't ever lose in horseshoes. All right, what were we?
I don't know. That was the best part of the podcast. I think I'm done with the closing.
And special thanks to everyone that has left us a review on iTunes. If you haven't done that yet, that would really mean the world to us. If you could leave us a positive review and also share the podcast with your friends and family. And if you have any young kids, maybe like a son who's in middle school, get him on it.
Yeah.
We'll have him on the show.
Yeah, we'll definitely have him on the show,
we'll
for sure.
call him Andrew. He can be Blump Kid too.
Which is actually Andrew.
If anyone has a kid they want on the show, they can be. They will be Blump Kid too.
Yeah.
And these mics are red hot, just waiting for that boy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they use. I'm pretty sure they used Andrew as the template for all the Blump kids, kind of like they used Django Fett as the template for all the clones.
Andrew's Create a Wrestler 1, but it's for Blump kids.
And Raven, I know you're listening. If you need some ideas, Andrew is Blump Kid. Dude, I want to see that.
Dude, I love all her Halloween stuff, dude. It's been fucking incredible.
If you're one of our Patreon supporters, whenever we post bonus episodes and we use pictures that are usually like Photoshop photos of all of us, it's because Raven is making them and she does a hilarious job.
She's a badass.
Half the ones she makes us, we can't post.
Yeah, but they're incredible.
I like the one of like where we're just little Nazis.
Dude, that wasn't even her, dude. That was just an actual picture of us.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. We just acted like that.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, that was actually from what's today, the 26th? Yeah, that was from 6 days ago.
Just 420 Hitler's birthday.
So, yeah, thank you to everyone that has left us reviews and been following us on Instagram and all that other stuff. And this was a Patreon request. So thank you to everyone that signed up for our Patreon. That really means a lot to us, too.
Absolutely.
$1 or $5, I'll mail you stickers, and you'll get some bonus episodes. The people that signed up in the last week or so, I'm going to be mailing those stickers out in the next couple days, so look forward to that. I think that's everything from me.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely love all of our fans. You don't have to be a Patreon for us to love you. You know, we love the reviews or just the fact that you give us a chance because we're really just friends hanging out, fucking being stupid, and you guys for some reason like us, which I don't understand. But to the Patreon people, I feed my kids with that money, honestly.
Literally.
Yeah. Like
hey, Dad, what's for lunch? Well, Blump Kid number 3, you got nickels. Hope you like nickels.
So yeah, you know, if you guys aren't giving us any money, how the fuck am I going to feed my kids? But I'm going to leave you with this question. Do you think I actually have kids, or would you think I'm more likely to be a virgin? So we're going to leave you with that one.
We really are. We do. We're not trying to force you to sign up. We need your money. We do get like 99% of our food down at the creek, and we are running out of bullfrogs down there. We have eaten almost all the bullfrogs in the area because that is all the food we get. Yeah. We go gigging at night. We go out there with a stick. We blind them. We also blind the coons.
Yeah.
And we beat them with sticks. We eat those.
Yeah, Mama usually chases them off with a broom.
Forrest Gump, dude.
So good.
Shit. I think that's everything. What are we talking about?
I have no idea.
Anything else, guys? Alrighty, thank you all for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
And laugh at the dark stuff.
Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Blump Kids.
Oh, Blump Kids. Oh, also real quick, thank you, Jessie Huey. She made us a fucking Wildman mug.
What?
She sent it to us. I haven't been to pick it up. It's at my mom's house. I haven't been there to pick it up yet. But yeah, she made us a fucking mug.
Dude, that is fucking awesome.
And thank you to everyone that mails us shit. I love that.
We really do love it.
P.O. Box 31. Is it 31 or 13?
I have no idea.
Fuck, I fuck this up every time. If you want to send us shit, like, I don't know, just letters or anything cool, they don't matter.
Live reptiles.
Oh,
yeah. We'll send those to Andrew.
Well, not Reptor.
Yeah, but if they're venomous, we'll definitely send them to Andrew.
That's true.
P.O. Box 31, Nova, Ohio, 44859. And, yeah, I love that. I'll post pictures of it on Instagram. I still got to post the T-shirts. I got a T-shirt that I ordered for a couple of my favorite podcasts, Nature versus Narcissism, and Killer Jobs. I got T-shirts from them.
Yeah, I saw the Killer Jobs guy, one of ours, right?
Yeah, he got one of ours.
That was awesome. He's a good-looking fucking dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Chris, you're handsome as fuck,
He's
dude.
a good-looking guy.
If you don't mind, whenever we go to the Chicago podcast convention thingy, the true crime one, if anyone wants our pictures, we're gonna have you stand in for us.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
We'll here's some fucking promo pictures for the podcast. It's just all of him. Yeah. So we're gonna need you to wear one of our shirts and just pose.
Yeah, we're gonna Photoshop you 4 times, and you're just gonna be the whole podcast.
He is a handsome dude.
He's
man.
a good-looking guy, yeah, for sure.
Why aren't you on this show, dude? Have we kicked Toof off yet? By the end of this, like our reign, it's gonna be like us 3, a couple Blump kids. Wildman from Queens, and this handsome fuck.
I'll be a happy man.
Yeah. All right, I think that's everything, right? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, we did get there.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we've mentioned this. Have I mentioned that book I'm writing, Blump Kids? All right.
Graphic novel, right?
A graphic novel. You can go ahead and shut her down, Spence.
So good.
The real lesson was the friends we made along the way.
Now it's time for the real podcast.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. On time and on budget. Lowe's is here to help by stocking the brands you trust to power through any job. Like Hitachi Power Tools, soon to be known as Metabo HPT. Same tools, same warranty, new name. We also stock the quantities of the supplies you use most. Buy in bulk and get additional savings on fence pickets, posts, and concrete every day. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. See ProDesk for details.
An MBA from a globally recognized and celebrated business school is achievable on your terms. Find your fit among the Kellogg School of Management's innovative portfolio of MBA programs, including 1-year, 2-year, part-time, joint degree, and executive options. Wherever you are in your career and your life, there's a Kellogg program designed to help you succeed. Visit kellogg.northwestern.edu/MBA.